it might as well be me. After all, it is part of my job to be communicative. I mean, really, I have no idea what you're doing here, or even what I'm doing here. But whatever is to ensue tonight, I am determined to enjoy myself.
My favorite part of the experience is probably learning all the different ways that you have to make a movie, like the different shots, the words like action, cut, quiet on set. It was a lot to learn. It was fun to learn it, so now I know for next time. My past experiences prior to the movie were I was Maurice in Beauty and the Beast at Hereford High School. I was a flower. I was Lily in Alice in Wonderland. I was Peppermint Patty in You're a Good Man, Charlie Brown. I was Mary in our Christmas pageant. I was just in As You Like It. This experience has helped me be able to focus more when I'm acting. Like, I'm able to focus on the director, I'm able to listen to what he's saying without being like out of what's happening and being able to focus and being in the moment and not focusing on something else. One of my weaknesses was probably looking at the camera during filming because it was really hard to focus on the scene when there is a camera. And sometimes the camera's in your face and sometimes it's far away and you never know where the camera's going to be positioned. And by the end of the movie, it was no longer one of my weaknesses. It became actually a strength to not look at the camera, so it was easier to focus once the camera wasn't one of my problems. My best memory of filming Clue was the third night when the girls, which was Lizzie Peace, Sarah Flynn, and Emily Arnold, they offered to help me with my makeup, and that was the first night anybody offered anything or really talked to me more than the nights before. And it just made me feel like I was accepted and actually part of the group. And another time was probably the scene where I dropped the glass and screamed. It was really fun, and we all had no idea I was going to drop the glass. And just dropping the glass and looking up and seeing everybody just go was actually pretty hilarious. What I have in common with my character is I am very outgoing. I can be kind of crazy and loud. I get scared very easily. I can be a huge nervous wreck, and sometimes I tend to over-exaggerate. The differences between me and my character are probably that she way over-exaggerates some things. She has way better vocabulary than I do. When I first saw the script, I had no idea what some of the words meant. And she's a lot older than I am, and she doesn't really seem to appreciate children, but only for their money. But I actually like children, and I probably would never be a teacher. That's not one of the jobs I really want. This experience was probably the most fun I've had in my entire life. It was probably the best acting kind of like job I've ever done. Everybody in the cast got along, which has never happened before this. Everybody loved each other. There was no hatred, there was no fighting. And to be honest, I met some of my favorite people in this cast. And if you were to ask me who my best friends are, 75% of them are from the Clue cast. Something else viewers should definitely know about Clue is the scenes are very hard to do because you had to look almost exactly the same for every single shot because it's supposed to all go through one time, so nobody changes costumes. So if your hair looks different, that can ruin from the last shot. Jackets on floors have to be there for the next shot, and you have to always be on your feet trying to remember something's supposed to be there, something not supposed to be there. Like there was one shot with Ian and we were in the basement and I forgot to put in my feather for Miss Peacock, and that's kind of a vital part of Miss Peacock, and we had to redo one shot. It was the only shot we got right and we had to redo it because I forgot the feather. So viewers should also know that time constraints with the daylight was a huge problem. The first time that we did a filming, we had like 20 minutes of rehearsal and getting ready and getting all 100% ready, putting out props, and we could easily start at 8 o'clock filming because it was dark outside, but by the end it became, we couldn't start until 8:30, 8:45, 9 o'clock, and by the end it was probably around 9:15 until we could actually start filming, and we only had until 11, and sometimes if parents allowed, 11:30. The scheduling was really tough to deal with because I don't live around the Hunt Valley Sparks area. I live like in the heart of Towson and Lutherville, so it was a haul to get here, and my mom would always complain about it. Facebook was no longer for my newsfeed or seeing what other friends are doing. It became where I barely looked at my newsfeed anymore, and I was just focused on only the Cast Clue page. I think Tommy's next film should be something along the lines of Footloose, Say Anything, 16 Candles, all of those classic comedies, anything with like Molly Ringwald or Anthony Michael Hall.